This is the plaintiff, Lydia. She says she let the defendant use her BJ's warehouse card because she wasn't a member and the woman refuses to reimburse her. She can't believe the defendant is doing this to her, but she wants her money, and if she has to take her to court to get it, so be it. She's suing for $584.64, every penny of what she's owed. This is the defendant, Jean. She says the plaintiff is taking her own receipts and is trying to get her to pay for things she did not purchase. This woman's simply looking for money, and she's sorry, but she owes her nothing. She's accused of failing a friend.
All parties, please raise your right hand. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Ms. Lydia.
Yes.
How is it that you and Ms. Jean know each other?
We used to work together.
Okay. So you are suing her because according to you, you kept paying the tab for her and she was supposed to pay you back. Tell me what happened.
I had started there in 2019, and the first time was in June of 2019, and then July. We went to BJ's. I had a card, she didn't, and she was saying that she had no groceries, etc. So I went there and helped her out. After this, I told her, "Don't worry." I said, "Pay me on payday." And shortly after that, I had to go out because I was having surgery, and I was recovering, so that was my priority. I reached out to her when I was mobile again. And at the time, I thought it was less than it was, but I added up certain things and it was not. And when I first
no.
reached out
Let's go before you get to the end of the story. I want to go through the story, which according to you in your complaint, on June 22nd, you went to BJ's. You agreed to pay for her groceries. It's $108.54. Then on June 17th, you bought her a coffee for $6.51, and you're suing for that as well. Was she supposed to pay you back for buying her a coffee? Did she agree to pay you back for buying her coffee? Did she say, buy me a coffee and I'll pay you back? Or how did that happen?
That's correct.
Okay. So on June 22nd, you go to BJ's again, and according to you, you buy her $131.72 worth of groceries. And now let's go to July 12th, August 1st, August 2nd, August 3rd, August 10th. Over and over, a cost of a coffee, a cost of a pizza, a cost of it. But paydays had happened. Why were you still loaning her money?
I tried to be good to her as a friend, and she took advantage of me.
Right, but she wasn't, right, but I don't understand. Why do you continue to loan her money when she's supposed to pay you on payday, and payday comes and goes, then just stop? Why didn't you just stop?
I should have stopped. I was foolish.
Okay, well, let me hear from you, Ms. Jean. According to you, she loaned you some money, but it was nowhere near the amount she's talking about. Tell me about that.
I used to drive her back. Sometimes in the morning, I would most days drive her home. One day she said, "Can you take me to BJ's?" I said, "Sure, I can use milk, eggs, and my drink mix." And she said, we get there. I put it in my cart, and she says, "Don't worry, because I don't give you gas money. Don't worry about it." And as far as the coffee, she would leave. We used to work at a hospital. She would go, "I'll be right back. I'm coming, I'm going for coffee." Never said I wanted a coffee. She would come up and say, "Here you go." And I did not ask for the coffee. And there was no agreement on paying it back.
Why would somebody who was that nice and so giving then all of a sudden turn around and file a lawsuit against you? What do you think snapped?
That's the way she is. There was a time we didn't talk for 4 months. One day she gave me one of those insulated coffee cups. The next day she didn't talk to me for 4 months. I asked her when we finally did start talking, why, what happened? She said somebody said I called her a crybaby, and I didn't.
Okay, let me ask you a question. In the text, I see something about her stealing something. What are you talking about?
We went on the self-serve line, and she ran past the chicken and, the sugar and Excedrin. And I didn't make that text up. You saw it was from her.
Okay.
I didn't know until
How
afterwards.
much do you owe her? Because you agree that you owe her something. What is it you owe her?
I agree. Well, what would you figure milk, eggs, and drink mix? $25? I offered to Zella to her. She said she had an account. And when I went to Zella to her, through the phone, it said she does not have an account.
Okay, but why should I believe
And then-
that it's just $25 when I see your text where you say to her, don't make me come, she's really upset in February, don't make me come there to get my money. I want it, not $20. You've had 6 months, this is not a joke. The money she'd been asking for was $100. Then you say, I literally
didn't
don't
add
have
up.
it. When I did, I said I would send you 20 to start. So if you believe 20 is a down payment, which is
$20,
what this text
$30.
says.
I did not owe.
What? No, I need you to stop just talking over me, and I need you to
Sorry.
make sense. I'm
Sorry.
asking you a specific question. So wait to hear the question and then persuade me out of what I'm thinking this means. When you say to somebody, I literally don't have it. When I did, I said I would send you 20 to start. So why would I think $20 is the whole bill?
No, I would say $25, $30 most. Not no $100.
But you never say that. You never say that. She's talking about you owing her 100 and you say you're going to start paying. Now let me ask you, if I'm looking at text after text that goes on for months about her owing you $100, how did that blow up into $500 and something all of a sudden in this lawsuit?
I would like to know the
After
same
I
thing.
looked at my statements, and when we went to BJ's, also cigarettes, Rite Aid, lunch, etc.
I know, but you can't just look at statements and say, every time I go to BJ's, I'm going to bill her. Because in the text, let me tell you the other thing you say. Let's get down and dirty. If I don't get my money by your next payday, and that's being generous, I will take you to court, and it won't be for $100. It will be plus all court fees. So keep playing your games, except for that when you did have to take her to court, just like you threatened, it wasn't for 100. You went back months and months earlier and magically remembered that it was 5 times the amount you've said in the text. Why should I believe that?
Because it's the truth. I mean, not only was it there, it was cigarettes, everything that I could do to
Yeah, you
help
know what?
her.
I got
And
an idea. If you're going to sue somebody for a cup of coffee and cigarettes, have some better record keeping and have some evidence of
True.
it. If you need to get paid back for cigarettes and you need to get paid back for coffee, then there better be an accounting that kind of makes sense, okay? Did you ever pay the $20, Ms. Jean?
No, I offered. She wanted me to give it to a coworker, and I did not want to get, go through a middle person.
You guys don't work together still, do you? You guys, I think you just didn't want to pay. But do you guys still work together or no? You're done with each other, right?
no. Yes.
Okay, I'm ordering you, Ms. Jean, to pay the plaintiff the sum of $100. If it was good enough for her back then, it's good enough for me. $100 verdict for the plaintiff.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Jean, what do you think about that? How do you feel about the judge's verdict?
I'm not too happy about it, but I'm just glad to be away with this because I just think the whole thing was a crazy thing.
It does seem kind of crazy,
all.
but do you think it's fair enough that you do at least owe her at least $100? How about that?
No, I don't.
All right, and the friendship, that's over because you don't work together anymore, correct?
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. Lydia, I know the friendship is all over. You didn't get what you were asking for, and come on, you were actually suing for cups of coffee and stuff like that's a little petty. But how do you feel about the $100?
I feel that she was fair. And unfortunately, when someone, keeps going on and on and on and not paying you back, I was honest and I was a good friend. She took advantage of me. I'm glad it's over.
All right, that'll wrap it up for this case. Here are the judges.
Before the miraculous digital age that we live in, this would have been what we call the she said case, right? One person says this happened, the other person says no, it didn't. But now we've got this trail of text messages, and from the text messages,
They're the best, aren't they?
it's amazing.
Aren't they the
It's
best
a
when they
roadmap
have
for judges?
That's
It
right.
really is.
Roadmap for judges, texts and emails. It's the unfiltered version of whatever it is that happens.
Exactly.
Because they have no idea a judge is going to read it.
Exactly. And two people who were friends and coworkers, to have this kind of rancor and this kind of dispute over.
I mean, look, if
$100,
you
a
can't
couple
afford to
$100,
buy a coworker a cup of coffee, don't. If it's going to eat at you the way it ate at this woman for this long, then just don't.
Exactly.
Just don't.
Right.
Okay, this one's from Bob. Hey, Harvey, can I sue and win against a neighbor that continually allows goldenrod weeds to grow all over his property, giving me allergies twice a year? Thanks. I think you're out of luck, Bob. If this person is growing weeds, I should say legal weeds, and there's no encroachment on your property, I think you got to take sinus medication. That's going to do it for this case. Litigants, for the next case, inside the courtroom.